Okay, hi. I'm going to try this again. I think I was on my other page. So we'll see, and then we'll jump right in. Oh, yay, Mandy, can you hear me? If you could give like a thumbs up, or Joyce, if you could hear me, if you let me know this is working, that would be awesome. Let's see. Oh, good, it's working. Oh, there it is. Okay. Awesome. Okay, loves. So happy Beltane. Happy Beltane. Oh, yay, Sarah Jane. It's Beltane. It's time to put on glitter and to do whatever makes you feel yummy and juicy and getting it all going. So, you know, why I was meditating on like what's the next Facebook Live to do, all of that. Oh, all the people are here. Hey. You know, I think of Beltane and expansion, and we really are in this place of celebrating, like there's been birth, and there, you know, as the energy comes up for spring, and then we're gonna go into summer, and then it's going to expand. But we're right at the tip where it's like already been bursting and going vertical, and then it's going to go like this. And so the energy of coming up, and why power is so important around this is if we don't have enough gas in the tank, so to speak, or if we don't have enough prana, if we don't have enough life force, like as we're coming up and up, but then it gets like start. And so that's why, whether it's our creations, whether it's having better relations, whether with ourselves or others, you know, it's about having enough power and vitalization to be able to come in and celebrate and to sink into the summer months, into when the energy is going to expand. So it's a matter of creating enough power from all three levels, which we'll talk about. So there's power from the personality, power from the solar plexus, the third chakra, your fire center, the place of how we digest life, digest emotions, how we can take a stance on like, and this is where it's like we learn to say no, we learn to say yes for the things that excite us, but it's still governed on the personality, the more egoic level, not in a negative way, but more on the personality. Then we travel up and we have our soul light, which is a foot above our head. And this is where we can do soul retrievals. And those who've been studying with me is summoning ourselves to ourselves. But this is also where we activate soul power. And we really light the flame in a very intentional way. So we're in the same center as we do other techniques and other awakening processes, but we turn the dial, so to speak, on our intention and our focus, and we focus on the fire of our soul, which is a different sensation. It's a different energy to invoke than we have in different other processes of the soul. So we have the soul power that comes in and it fuels the personality. So then when we get the third center and the soul like in communication with each other, especially around creation, especially around power. So that is like, then we want those two communicating, and then the soul power can come into our bodies and can come into the vehicle of the personality, can come into the vehicle of this body to then go forth and create in the 3D. So then we have the soul power, and then we go up, and then we go into the 11th center. So we have 8, the soul light, then 9, 10, and then the 11th center. At the 11th center, the 11th chakra is on the spiritual body. So we're working with higher centers here, and that is the place, the seat of spiritual will and power. That is the first drop from individuation that really holds the seat and the seed of how we are going to express our power in our lives, in this life and in all lives. So when we go into the upper spiritual body, they hold seeds of our intention and our experience of power through multiple lifetimes. So if I'm working with someone that has deep depression and it's more generational, or it's, they've always struggled with having vitality, like deep vitality, not just I've been drinking coffee for 10 years and I have adrenal fatigue. Like that's going to be more on the body personality level. But when it's like deep depression, when it's this, that you've just kind of came into this life with this like Eeyore feeling. Does anyone know people like that? Or the experience, and we all do, right? Whether it's ourselves too. And again, there's no judgment. We take out story. We're just working from the energetic anatomy point. So in the 11th center, in the 11th chakra, that is the seed of how much vitality, how much prana that we are going to have in the vehicle that then filters down and ignites the centers on the body. So then it is the gasoline and the fuel for the glandular system, the endocrine system. It's really what is going to be creating the blueprint with how much vitality that we can actually handle in life. Good news is that it's not like we're just stuck with that. So we have an 11th center that, or you come in where like that is the center of deficiency. Like there's been multiple lives or multiple patterns, generational ancestry that acted that's the issue. Other people's issues is going to be the heart center, the higher heart center, which is the 10th center, but that's a whole other topic. So the 11th center, that's where we want to work with when it's a long-standing process, when it's a long-standing issue, is we want to work with the spiritual power at the 11th chakra, which is the spiritual body. So, and all of this is fueled by connecting, of course, like with the life force, the prana, and we connect the life force of the divine. So we connect with the life force of creator, of mystery, of God, of the divine mother, whichever verb, term, noun you want to use for the divine. So within this process that we're going to go into, I'm going to check the time. I feel like I'm speed talking, so I hope everyone's staying with me. Oh, I'm seeing some, yay, from New Zealand. Oh, my sister's here. Yay. Oh, that makes me nervous. Anyways, so there's a process where we're going to go into and we're going to check in, like, how is the center on the body, the third chakra? Where's our power there? Are we able to say no? Like in our interactions in daily life on the 3D, a lot of us have been working on this center. We're working with like our ability to create boundaries, our ability to know what our no is, and our abilities to know what our yes is, right? So a lot of it is working on the third center, how we digest the emotional body, how we digest life on this plane, and then we'll work with the soul light, the soul, the ignite, the fire within the soul plane, and then have that fill up, and then we'll work with the spiritual power as well. And you'll notice a difference. So the reason why I wanted to share this and why it's important is because we're going to need to adjust. So just like if you think of a dial, we're going to need to adjust the dial at the different centers at different times. So there's times where I can really sit in the power of my soul and let the energy and the prana fill. And that's going to be my focus. But there's going to be times where I need a lot of like oomph, and I need a lot of like, I'm nervous about the situation and I need to really fire up my solar plexus on the body. And that might be breath of fire, pranayama. That might be simple sit-ups. And then also the visualization of lighting up your solar plexus, especially if you've had digestive issues, irritable bowel syndrome, or that sense of I feel nauseous, I feel sick to my stomach, then we're not digesting life in a way that is functioning at the highest level. So we'll want to work on that center. And then again, like if you just have a sense that that this issue of vitality of life force is long standing, then you're going to want to really engage and work with the 11th center, the 11th chakra, the Atmic center. So, and for those that I've never met, I never introduced myself. I just realized I just jumped right in. Hi, I'm Caroline. I'm glad that you are all here. And so, and why this is important on Beltane, so many people around the globe are celebrating this day as May Day, as the, the really honoring of spring. It's like, what does that mean? Like the creativity, to be able to celebrate life, we need to have our life force. To be able to have the courage to create, to go outside of what we're used to be able to expand in the way that our soul and our hearts are calling, we need life force. We need power. We need that fire. And so as I was, contemplating that, so many people are going to be lighting the fires and honoring this time. But what is it to light the fires within? Because we can do all the rituals, which I love. I mean, people who know me, I get down on some rituals. I'm always flowers going everywhere, love the rituals. And that's the external. Even when we're invoking deep transformation with rituals, when we stay just in the external, then we need to also attend to the internal fires, tend to the internal way that we're going to create. So, that was a mouthful. Just let your body and your being digest the centers. So those who have not worked with me before I get on, I open up space and I look at the collective soul, and I look at how we are all creating this collective web, even the people that are not on but are going to listen afterwards. And so I'm reading the group energy and seeing like what needs to be adjusted. So as we go into this meditation, if you haven't worked with me, I might be burping, I might be making weird sounds, I might grab my rattle, I might have my bell. It's moving energy. I might just be toning to help the energy move as we go through this process, and the body, the emotions, the energy starts to adjust. And some of it gets triggered. You might feel like you need to burp. You might feel like you want to yawn. A lot of energy running, especially when we're all in this as a collective. So that being said, let's just go right into it. And you will be getting a recorded, guided experience of this. Yes. So if you signed up in the thing, the lead pages thing, Sarah Jane, I'm sure will post it in the comments. You'll get the recorded experience of this, so you can pop it in your MP3 and really work this energy, because right now we're going to be touching in on it, and you're going to gain a lot of guidance of like, where am I lacking power in these centers? But then you want to keep with it. You want to work with the meditation a few more times at least to really help get the fires going, so to speak. So you want to come to a comfortable seated position. And I recommend, especially with this one, because we're working with the central axis, that you want to have, you want to stay upright. Some meditations, I do some sound transmissions, there's an option to lay down. But this one, you really want to have the spine straight so you can feel the energy moving. Just going to pause for a moment. Yeah, that's all that wants to be said with that right now. So, loves, let's jump on in. Just going to check in over here. So, as always, we're going to close the eyes. Letting the breath anchor you into the moment. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. So anchoring into the present moment by letting the breath summoning yourself to yourself. What I mean by that is, as we inhale, we ask our spirit, we ask the places in our day, if you're in another time zone, in your evening, those places, those aspects of self that might have gotten left in conversations at work. We might be thinking a lot of the future or the past. So with each inhalation going all the way down into the belly, inviting your spirit into this moment, Exhale, relax into the present moment. So inhaling, summoning yourself to yourself. Exhale, relax into the present moment. Good. And placing the awareness on the base of the spine, the root center, Muladhara. And traveling up the spine to the sacral center, the womb center, the right above the first center, the second chakra. From the second up into the third, the solar plexus, this place of will and power, the seat of fire in our belly. From the third up into the fourth, into our heart. From the fourth center up into our throat. From our throat up into the third eye, the place of vision. From the third eye to the crown, letting the petals unfurl. Good. So the breath is massaging this central column all along the spine. And placing the awareness in the solar plexus on the body, right, the third center right in the belly. And notice what you notice. What does this center feel like? Is it the size of a golf ball? Or a volleyball, or a grapefruit? Where's this energy right now? You may sense it, you might just know it, you might see it, you might feel it, engaging all of the ways that you perceive the subtle realms, the way the subtle realms offer information to you. And we're going to ask and invite this center to activate. So feeling and visualizing a golden sun. This golden sun continues to get brighter and bigger. Feeling the warmth and the heat. Expanding out. And again, notice what you notice. Notice, is this center feeling vitalized and awake? Inviting in with your presence, with your intention. Feeling the flames get brighter and bigger. Place of will, strength, power. And going up from this center up into the heart. And then notice how the heart and the third center respond to each other. So when we have a vitalized, healthy third center, we're going to be able to access in a more clean way the truth of our hearts. We have that container because we have our will and we have our strength and our power. Just noticing. It's like the heat warms the heart to be able to open in safety because we trust our power, we trust ourselves. We have confidence that we will hold ourselves, whatever arises. From the fourth center going up into the throat, from the throat center up into the third eye, the point between the eyebrows, the ajna, place of vision. From here, going up into the crown center, letting the petals unfurl even more, receiving more of your knowing. From the crown center up into the soul light. So this is called the Ba in Egyptian alchemy. Place of soul contracts, soul records, soul vitality. Place we work at for soul loss or soul retrieval. But tonight, we're going to turn the awareness to the soul power. So feeling into the center when you invoke soul power. Notice what you notice. How big is this golden sun? How big is this center? How much are you in contact with the power of your soul? No judgment. Just notice what you notice. If it's like, I don't notice anything, just notice that. And then inviting energy into the center with your intention, with your prayer. Feeling the soul light, that fire within, get brighter and bigger. It's burning off some energetic residue. Good. And notice how this place of power feels different than the solar plexus. Not better or worse, but just notice the nuances, the differences. And as this continues to expand, we're going to go up into the ninth center above the eighth. The ninth chakra, place of higher mind, higher creativity on the spiritual level. Then from the ninth center to the 10th chakra, the Buddhic center, the place of love and wisdom on the spiritual level. Then from the 10th chakra up, and just trusting your experience, trusting the visualization, the sensing, up into the 11th chakra. So just like the chakras on the body, the chakras are above the body, the spiritual body. So the 11th chakra, this is the Atmic center, the place of spiritual will and power. So this is the first drop of individuation that has to do with power from spirit. So this is the highest essence of our individuated spiritual will and power. So again, this is where the karmic issues come in about how much vitality, how much will, how much power we carry through in this life, but also multiple lives. Yep. So again, notice what you notice with this. How much vitality, how strong, how vibrant is this center? And then inviting balance, inviting vitality to come into this center. And you may notice this is a little bit different than the 8th chakra and the chakra on our solar plexus, because it's at the higher level. Higher not meaning better, but more refined. It might not be quite as responsive at first. This is where if you feel like there's a deficiency at a karmic spiritual level, this is the center you want to go back and touch into every day for a while. It's like pouring that fuel into the center so it can trickle down and then enliven the rest. So just tuning into that spiritual will and power at the 11th chakra. Letting it expand as it wants to in this moment. Then from the 11th chakra, going up into the 12th center. This is the highest chakra of the point of individuation from spirit. It's called the monad in different ancient texts. And then from the monad, we're going to go right up as bringing your awareness as much as you can into the heart of spirit, the heart of creator, whatever your relationship is to the divine, the heart of God, the heart of Sophia, the heart of the mystery, and inviting the power of the divine, relaxing into the stream. And when we invoke the power of the divine, again, we're qualifying these higher vibrations, we're qualifying these energies, so it can feel a little bit like we're turning the dial just a little bit on a radio station. So asking for the power of the divine to come into your system. It's coming into the 12th chakra, then down into that 11th center. So you have the power of the divine coming into the first place of individuation for your own blueprint. The 11th chakra, feeling that center open and receive from the divine. And just notice what you notice. And coming down into the 10th center, from the 10th chakra to the 9th chakra, from the 9th going into that Ba in Egyptian alchemy, the 8th center, the soul light in esoteric texts. So that foot above the head is where the soul power comes in, so opening up, so it opens up to receive, and noticing the shift when we activate with the divine power into the soul power. Then the soul, from the soul light coming into the crown. Sensing how this lights up the crown, coming into the brain, the frontal lobe, all the way to the pituitary pineal, the glandular system, the brain stem. Then down the body into the throat center, the thyroid. Down into the heart, feeling the temple of the heart receive this, the thymus. And then down into the solar plexus, that place of personal will, personal power. Feeling how this energy joins with your personal power, your personal will. Then to the womb center, the 2nd chakra. And then to the root center. So taking your time to feel into your energy field, how igniting and saying hello to these 3 power centers adjusts the rest. And then notice what you notice of the difference of these 3 centers, how they differ in vibration and then expression. Then taking a deep breath in, feeling your whole central channel, feeling your whole field around you, And then exhale, relax. Relaxing intentions, relaxing into just the beingness. Feeling the front body, the back body, the sides. And breathing into the heart. And exhale. And taking your time, you can stay inward. We're at that 8 o'clock mark, so feel free to stay inward and just feel the difference of these 3 power centers. Notice which one kind of lit up for you that would want more attention, and then if you sign up, there's a link in the comments. You can receive a download, an MP3 of a guided, it's a longer experience of this to really start working with the different centers that are calling. So again, you might want to put more fuel, like your personal power might be lacking, but you can really, you can tune into the spiritual realms and you can tune into the soul realms and you feel that. But when it comes to activation in this realm and letting your personality be the vehicle for the soul power, it might be a little deficient. So you're going to want to work with the 3rd center. If it's the, you've got like, you go into a place and you take up the room and it's like, you're just like, boom, there, and you're learning, you've maybe working with anger issues, or you're working with listening deeper and not just using your will to create from a personality egoic level, then you might want to work with the soul level and let the soul guide the will. Let the soul guide the decisions, the creations that want to be birthed, especially as we're going into this time frame from Beltane into the summer, in our way that the creations are coming into realization. So just play around with these 3 levels of power and how they all work together. One is not separate from the other, but we get to separate them out when we want to refine them. And again, I always forget to introduce myself, Caroline Paget. You can find out more about my Shamanic Priestess mentorship that is actually going to be starting again in June, which I'm excited about. And there's going to be a really fabulous sound course coming out very soon, and then as well as a Divine Feminine Trinity where there is activations from Isis, Mary Magdalene, and Mother Mary, and a whole course around that. So that is coming out very soon, next week, and I will let you know all about that. But I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear in the comments what some experiences are, or any aha moments, or if you have any questions, just please comment below and I will get back to you. All right, my loves, I hope you have a wonderful Beltane evening. Like I said in my post, go light fires, have great sex, eat some chocolate, whatever feels yummy and juicy, and this really in alignment with this powerful portal today. All right, mwah. See you soon.